Hey guys, today I'm going to try this, I'm going to bake or cook this Krusteaz Flatbread mix. It's new. We got it at Meijer. It was $2.59. This is the garlic and onion. They actually have another one that I'll make some other time. It says perfect for pizza crust, sandwiches, and dipping. It reminds me a lot of the focaccia bread that I've made before. I think we have a video. You can put it in there. Tam will put it in there. So all you need for this is the box. You need 1 cup of very warm water, which I just got out of the tap, warm water. Very warm, so it's really almost hot. And then 1/4 of a cup of just vegetable oil. And then I'm going to use a mixer with a dough hook. If you have another, it says stir together. And then stirring until the dough, I don't know if you've ever mixed dough up before, but it's pretty hard to mix up dough. So I'm going to mix it up in this mixer. So you've got your bread mix, and you've got your yeast packet that you get in the box. And you're going to put these together. Let me get a pair of scissors. The first thing you're going to do is put your dry ingredients together in your mixer. Oh, and your oven heats it up to 475. 475. And you're going to need at least one bake, or you're going to need at least 2 cookie sheets. I only got 1 out. I'll have to get another one out. But it's okay. I can do that in a second. So you're going to take your dry ingredients and your yeast. And I'm just going to mix it together in this. I just want my dry ingredients to just kind of get blended together. And I know that's not, I could have done that with a spoon, but I'm already getting it dirty, so why not? So we're going to get that mixed up pretty good. And then add our warm water and our oil until a ball forms. So. It smells good. Smell that garlic flavor. You smell that garlic scent. And then you just basically let it do this until a ball forms, which it looks like it's getting pretty close to a ball. And that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to take this off. It's good and warm, which will get your yeast going. And I'm going to take, it's actually done. I'm going to put a paper towel. I'm going to put a dish towel over this and just let it sit here. You can do it at least 10 minutes is what the directions say. Then if you read the tip up here, it says actually let it rise 20 to 30 minutes. So I'll just let it rise 30 minutes and be done with it. So I'm going to stick just a dish towel over this, and then I'll be back when it's ready to get divided up. Hey. It's been about 30 minutes or so, roughly 30 minutes. There's 3 different ways you can they suggest you make it if you look on the box. You can make 3 elongated ovals, kind of like that picture right there. And you need 2 to 3 cookie sheets, depending on how big your cookie sheets are. You make 2 rectangular sheets, which is 9 by 13. And you need 2 cookie sheets for that because it fills up pretty much the entire cookie sheet. Or you can make 2 circles. Like if you're going to make pizza, you can make 2 12-inch diameter circles, and they make 2 12-inch pizza pans. Or you could do it on a cookie sheet too. Our cookie sheets are 12 by 17, so you could easily make a round pizza dough on this too. Just don't make it square, make it round. So the next thing I'm going to do, I've got it sprayed down. They just said lightly grease it. I just sprayed it with cooking spray. You can see it didn't rise tons, but it did rise a little bit. So now what you want, that smells so good. You can really smell the garlic in here. This is the garlic one, right? Yeah, garlic and onion. You can really smell the garlic in here. So I'm going to sprinkle a little flour on the counter. Not that it's sticking that well, but really you want it mostly on your hands. And in the actual dough itself. just in case you never made bread, it's sticky. Now, it doesn't say anything about kneading it out or anything like that, but I'm just going to kind of smoosh it around a little bit. Get it to where it's in one big ball. Now, it says to divide it into 2 or 3 parts, depending on what you're going to make. That's pretty equal. That one's a little bit bigger. And, yeah, you won't be able to put this on one cookie sheet. So I'll end up having to grease up the other cookie sheet, too. I'll do that in a minute. I can show you how to do one, and then we'll go from there. So, take your dough, and I usually just lay it on the cookie sheet and start spreading it out. And it's going to make a pretty thin dough. I mean, it only has to be 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch thick. So that's pretty thin. Maybe not that thin, but it's pretty thin. If you make it too thick, it tends to be really doughy, and you don't want it doughy. I think I ended up making almost a pizza bread, didn't I? It's hard to make them square. Here, we can square it out a little bit more on the corners. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to grease up the other cookie sheet and get it going. But these are going to bake on 425 for 7 to 11 minutes, or until the edges are golden brown around the edges. And then optionally, you can brush it with olive oil too. So if we have any olive oil, I'll get some and do that. But I'll be back when they come out of the oven. Okay, this was about 7.5 minutes, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to move it over to this cutting board so I can actually cut it. And I'm just going to use which I should have had out beforehand. I'm just going to use a pizza cutter. What the deal is, and you know what, if I thought about it, we should have sprinkled some Parmesan cheese or something over top of it. Ooh, the other one's in the oven. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, we had just stuck this in the oven, so literally I just pulled it right back out. I'm just going to sprinkle some of this Parmesan cheese on top of it. The deal is, we are just going to dip these as like cheese sticks. You know, we're not going to be pizza or anything fancy out of it. You can easily make this into a sandwich though, or anything. We're just going to cut it and dip it into pizza slices, or into pizza sauce. So anyway, if you were making a pizza, by the way, you would put all your pizza toppings on here right now before you put it in the oven. Didn't think about that beforehand, but that's what you would do. So yeah, now I'm going to get this in the oven. That's hot. 475 is a hot oven, I'll tell you that much. Okay, so I'm going to just try to cut this long ways. My cutting board's a little smaller than the bread. Okay, and yeah, if you had cheese, think about that. Put some mozzarella cheese or something, that'd be really good. I'm going to stick this in the microwave real quick and heat it up a little bit, and I'll be back.
So I'm here for food. I'm always here for food. This pizza sauce, this is what we're going to use, ragu. We heated it up in the microwave for
about 30 seconds.
This was $1.20 at Target, so really cheap. It's probably cheaper than that at Walmart, but we were at Target.
There's what the bread looks like, flattened out. We're just literally
we should bread try it by itself first.
Yeah. It's good.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine though, if we had have had the olive oil and lightly dusted it on top, that would be really good. But it has a good flavor on its own.
That tomato sauce is good.
It tastes like pizza.
I
mean, that's what it tastes like. Of course, you're putting it in pizza sauce, you know? But
I would, two things different.
what?
The recipe for this is fine. I would have actually put some cheese on it and made cheesy bread if I was just going to dip it in tomato sauce.
Right.
Or I would have made a full-out pizza with toppings, tomato sauce, toppings, cheese, because this would make an excellent pizza dough.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, this would...
And it's got that garlicky flavor.
Or, sorry, we have another pan of this in the oven, as you saw. Or sandwiches, like he made the focaccia bread.
Yeah,
that
it's firm enough for a sandwich, definitely.
Yeah, and it's thin enough. I think that would make
that would have
really,
made a good
really
sandwich
good
too.
bread. So would you buy this again?
It's definitely easier than doing it homemade.
Right.
But it doesn't have quite the flavor as your homemade one does. The homemade one has a lot more stuff in it, like garlic and stuff. Although the one I just made I put the Parmesan cheese on it, that'll probably add a lot of flavor to it. So yeah.
We'll have to try it with the cheese. We'll try it with the cheese when we come back.
This is the one I put the Parmesan cheese on. It looks really good.
So you just cut that up and get it on a plate and we'll try some.
Yep.
Okay, we're back, and this is the kind that Kevin just sprinkled the Parmesan on.
I'm gonna try it without.
Very good. Mozzarella would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
It added flavor to it.
But we bought 2 kinds at Meijer, and you're supposed to be buying it for that flavor you choose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Having mentioned while we were gone, this doesn't have the flavor of the homemade focaccia bread. It's easier, but it doesn't have near the flavor. It's not as strong.
No, and Kevin made that for a video, and I have it on YouTube. I'll link to it in the description below. But he made the bread, and then in a separate video, he showed you how we actually make it into sandwiches, because Kevin had said that this has limitless possibilities, this crust does. I don't know that I would buy this specific garlic blend just because it's not strong.
It's not strong garlic.
Now, the other one we bought is the Italian, so we will be making that for a video, and we'll try that, and we'll let you know if that's stronger. I have a feeling that the Italian is going to be closer to the
I do too. That's what I was going to say too. And this is really good. I mean, we're sitting here eating it, so of course it's good.
It's really good.
By itself, though, it doesn't have a lot of flavor, so you don't want to leave it. You wouldn't want to just eat it as breadsticks, unless you put other stuff on it. The olive oil probably would have helped the flavor a little bit, but not enough to really make it like, wow, it's really good.
Right.
So it's a little light on the flavor. You probably want to add some cheese or something like that. We could have just done cheese and pepperoni and been good with it.
Right. Or anything, green pepper, onion, or black olives.
But it's pretty easy to mix up. You put it in there, you mix it up, you let it rise, and you roll it. You divide it up and put it in a pan. You can't go much easier than that. So,
right.
So anyway.
So hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you see it in your area, you might want to try it out. You might really like it. It's really, really good. Lots of potential. So thanks for watching.